Hi, welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're here to talk about the movie Nosferatu. It is a remake of the silent film from 1922 that is based on Bram Stoker's novel Dracula. This is also the newest film to come from one of my favorite directors, Robert Eggers. He's only made 3 previous films, which transpire of The Northman, The Lighthouse, and also The Witch. So far, he's on a 3 for 3 run because all of those movies are absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't seen any of those movies, I highly implore you to watch them. Anyways, I've always enjoyed some good vampire movies, and to now have a remake of a vampire film that started it all, you can probably imagine just how excited I am for this movie. Is it any good? Well, let's talk about it. The movie story follows a real estate salesman who is tasked with finding a new residence for wealthy Transylvanian Count Orlok. While trying to fulfill the task, it is learned that Orlok, a vampire, is infatuated with his wife and causing untold horror. Just as I expected, I very much love this movie. I thought Robert Eggers did an extraordinary job with this film, and I think that this movie in particular is his magnum opus. I know it's a bold statement, but you just have to see it for yourself because it's really remarkable how well this movie is put together. With that said, I'm going to tell you right now that this movie is perfect. What makes this perfect, you may ask? Well, there's a lot of magnificent things the movie has going for it that all includes the wonderful production design, visually stunning cinematography, tremendous acting from everyone, and also it has a meticulously well-written script. Clearly the best thing about this movie is definitely its production design, especially when it comes to the scenery, set design, color usage, costuming, lighting, and everything else. Clearly everything about this wonderful movie is very well put together. It has a certain visual appeal as it looks like an old film without having it in black and white. It's absolutely amazing how it was done. Speaking of visuals, the movie's cinematography is something worth mentioning as every single frame of the movie is very picturesque. There's a lot of great camera work involved, and with the way that each shot is framed in a certain way, the visuals are absolutely stunning to look at. To say that this movie is beautifully shot is definitely quite the understatement. I can already hear people saying that this movie is too slow when clearly that's the point of the movie. It's not your typical horror film, per se. This movie was made intentionally as a slow burn to help marinate in that sense of dread and terror, and it does so great at it. So you might as well get out of that mindset if you're expecting a jump scare around every corner, because that's not what this movie is about. With that said, this is one of the best atmospheric gothic horror films I've ever seen. As for Count Orlok himself goes, Bill Skarsgård is unrecognizably amazing in the role. I like how his character looks, which you barely get a good look at throughout the whole movie, really. It's neat how the shadows are utilized to help give Count Orlok a sense of mystery, so to speak. When it comes to Orlok's voice, it is so eerie and it just makes your skin crawl. With that said, I have to applaud Bill Skarsgård and his voice coach for coming up with what we get in the film. When it comes to the acting from everyone else, you better buckle up because you're in for a treat. Lily-Rose Depp is another standout as she shows off a tremendous range in her acting capabilities throughout the film. If you're not familiar with her, well, she just happens to be the daughter of Johnny Depp himself. Anyways, Nicholas Hoult is equally just as great as well, as he definitely gives one of his best performances of his career to date. We do also get some fantastic performances from both Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Willem Dafoe as well. Either way, everyone in this movie is amazing as they all show off their talent. As a remake of an unlicensed adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, I was a bit worried that it was going to be a shot-for-shot remake, but sure enough, it wasn't. I mean, there is a bit of familiarity, but it does happen to do its own thing, which I very much enjoyed. Because of that, I really admire the film's writing. With the script and dialogue being so well written, I really enjoy the differences that this new adaptation ventured off into. With all that said, I absolutely love everything about this movie, right down to every minute detail. If you love vampire movies in general, or you just love movies from Robert Eggers, You owe it to yourself to check out this wonderful movie. After watching this film and seeing how successfully well it's performing in the box office so far, I can't wait for Robert Eggers' next project. Overall, Nosferatu is a macabre, symphonic tale that will chill you right down to your bones. This film will mostly be divisive amongst the masses because you're either going to love it or you're either just going to downright hate it. Either way, there's just so much to enjoy out of this movie regardless. When it comes to vampire films, and to give credit where credit is due, you just can't get any better than this. I give this movie an A+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up my real reviews.